Hello, this is Paul, and congratulations for making it to Unit 3. When you're working on your own at home and there's no pressure, there's no classroom participation, it can be rough. I've been through it. But hang in there. These lessons are for you to review as a result of the classes we do have. They are the same slides that I present there. So with that in mind, we're going to get into today's subject, and we're dealing with the mouse today and learning what common terms are about it, what the different functions of it are, and basic use of it. Now, one thing we need to realize is that all mice are not created equal. And what I mean is there's many different designs, different sizes. Visit the Staples, you'll go down a complete aisle of mice being on display there, and you can put your hands on it and see what one is comfortable for you. And they have a wide variety of ranges. Some of them are even wireless, and even wireless in connection with a wireless keyboard. So that is another issue that we need to get into. However, on this mouse, it is a very good example of what you will find common. We have two buttons on the mouse, and the palm of your hand goes on the back. You allow your hand to glide over the desk in a smooth manner and be able to point to different things on the screen as a pointing object on your mouse will show you where you're at. Now, when we get to a selection that we're interested in, we will hover the mouse over top the icon of that item, for example on the desktop, and be able to select it by making a single click on the left button. On the left button, we commonly say click. Now, in connection, if we want that program to open, I will say double click, which means two quick repetitions of a click on top of that icon, and the program will respond. Now, this is always a left button action. When we use the other button, it will be called right click. And the only time I want to click that side of the mouse is to intentionally bring up a menu. This button usually brings up menus. It does not open programs. Now, also take notice that there is a wheel in the center right here that will tell you, make you able to scroll up and down on a page. For example, if you're in a document where you're creating a letter, you can use that wheel to scroll up and down on the page to gain access. Now, there is another thing that can be revealed, is that if you hold down the shift key and use that wheel, it will move it from side to side. So that wheel becomes easy to scroll without the use of the scroll bars on the various programs. This is also true when using your mouse on a web page, and we will be getting into the web in lesson 10. And likewise, holding down the shift key and using that wheel, you'll be able to scroll from side to side. Okay, now what's not pictured on here, there could be a button on the sides, on both sides, or two buttons on one side. They are used basically for on the web, that they're able to have you move from one page to another. In other words, on your screen with the web, there might be a couple buttons on the top that go back to where you were before. Well, these buttons make it easy to do that just with a click on your mouse. So once you go backwards to a previous screen, you can use the other button to go forward. So it's a very good function with the mouse. Now, this thing can also be configured for not only a right-handed person, but it can be configured for a left-handed person. In that case, if it is changed for a left-handed person, and if you're left-handed, you can do this very easily. We will reverse these commands. When for a left-handed person, a regular click would be on the left side, on the right side, I'm sorry. And when I say right-click something, it'll be on the left. So this is how it's done. We go to the Start menu, bring up the Start menu, and go to the Control Panel. The Control Panel is very useful for many things on your computer to adjust the settings, and also to go in and add or remove programs. So it's we'll be referring to this function from time to time. Now, once we are in the Control Panel, we will select the icon for the mouse, and we're going to open a window, and this is now a wizard. The wizard will help us make the selections that we want to make changes on. Now, with this, the button configuration can be reversed for a left-hand person. Once you put a check mark in that box, the action takes place immediately. So when you go in and try it, and you want to put it back as a right-handed person, you must make that selection on the opposite key, mouse button, and using the right button for what was once the left in action. Now, in the middle is a double-click speed. This speed is when I told you that when you go to the desktop, hover your mouse on top of an icon, and to open that particular program, you will double-click it. And that is the form of boom boom. And you might say to yourself, I can't click it that fast. Well, you can slow that click down for a slower repetition, or faster for a quicker repetition. It should be adjusted for your comfort so that you don't make mistakes. If you have a hard time clicking it, you can slow it down, be able to make that double click when you want to make it comfortably. If you are much quicker on your fingers and your response time is very fast, you can speed that up to do the same thing, so that if you have a nervous finger and click it a second time by accident, why, it'll prevent things from happening that you don't intend. Okay? Now we'll go to the bottom part, turn on Click Lock. What happens on Click Lock is to be able to click on a selection or make several selections by dragging the mouse over several items and being able to click it. At that time, the mouse will hold on to what you have selected and be able to move it to where you want to put it, and be able to click it again to release it. So that makes have a different operation that some people likes. At times I have my computer working that way anyway with one of my older computers, and I think it's because of the compatibility of an old machine. So be careful about upgrades. Many times to have an upgrade, it might involve getting a new machine. This is the end of this section, and I hope you got something out of it. Feel free to watch it as many times as you want, and when you're ready, you'll be able to go on to learn more about the special effects that will pertain to the mouse.